Okay, here we are. This is Michelle Wall from New Paradigm Wellness. I'm here to do some exercises today that's gentle, that'll help your posture, and that will improve your lung function, because we all need that right now. All right, so we're just gonna check our range of motion to see how we are first. So sitting in your chair at the edge of your seat, your feet are on the floor. Take a inhale and exhale. And then count how many seconds your inhale is. And count how many seconds your exhale is. Take check your range of motion of your neck. So turn your head side to side. And whatever it is, ear to shoulder. And check your arm range of motion. Give yourself a hug, see how easy or hard it is. Open your arms wide. Bring one knee up, the other knee up. Just feel what you feel. Oh, there's my kitty. All right, so what I'd like you to do is start with Aston Arcing. So it's putting your hands on your pelvis. I'm gonna just turn to the side here so you can see. So you wanna be on the edge of your seat and then round your spine on the exhale. Put your hands on the front of your thighs and press. You're gonna inhale as you extend. Settle in the middle. Let's do a few of those. Round your spine, exhale. Let your chin nod. Push off your thighs, lengthen up, and settle. So we're gonna use this motion as a foundation for all the exercises. So anything that goes down, you wanna kind of think about lengthening first, hinging, and then bending. So any bending that we do, we're gonna use this technique where we're lengthening your spine, hinging, and then bending. So one of the things that a lot of people do is they start with their head. It's natural because most of our sensory organs are in our head, but if we start with our head, we end up straining a lot in our lower neck. So what I want you to think about as we do any bending is lengthen the back of your neck and hinge at your hips first, and then bend your spine. So let me show you that again. Lengthen, watch me first. Lengthen your spine by pushing off your seat, hinging at your hip joint, and then bending your spine. To come up, you're gonna push off your feet, push off your hands, and then settle. So it's important that you give yourself that little bit of lengthening before you bend, and then lengthening again before you settle. So we're training our brain or our body to keep long and be strong in length. So what we're gonna do now is loosen up the shoulders. So you're gonna put one arm up and you're gonna lean to that side. Lean and stretch. Lean and stretch. And it's almost like you're pulling some taffy. Stretch it out into the armpit and then relax your elbow down. Inhale, exhale, bounce, bounce, bounce. So this is a gentle bounce. You don't wanna be pounding yourself, but you can kind of bump against the ribs a little bit. And then we're gonna do the other side. So reach out and soften, reach out and soften, and then reach out, soften, and bounce on the ribs. So you can bounce a little forward, bounce a little back, bounce a little forward, bounce a little back. So you're kind of massaging the ribs all the way around. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is kind of be a washing machine. So bring your elbows up to about 90 degrees, and you're gonna push off of one foot and you're gonna rotate this way and let go, and push off the other foot, and then you're gonna catch the motion. You're trying to stay up long here. You want to be long and easy, and you're just kind of gently going side to side. You're not going end range here. You're also going to feel your abdominals working and a little bit of your back muscles. So you want to have both front, back, and your length involved here. Push off your feet, and notice how I'm staying in the middle. And rest the arms. Shrug your shoulders, roll them out. Now we're gonna go back up to the goalpost. All right, so now we're gonna reach our arms up and both of them down. Reach your arms up, almost like you're gonna take off. You're gonna reach forward a little bit. So your armpits are stretching forward, your fingers are stretching, and then you're gonna soften down. Inhale, lengthen the back of your neck. And then, again, lengthen the back of your neck. And relax. Shrug and roll. All right, so now we're gonna reach out one arm and then bring it behind our head. Reach out the other arm, like really reach out there, and then bring it behind your head. You can clasp your hands and lengthen the back of your neck. So you're not pulling forward, we're not doing this. You wanna lean back. Okay, so you want to flap your wings here. And then you're going to reach side to side. Elbow out, elbow out, elbow out. Don't pull on your head. Lift your head. It's often hard to do. Relax one arm, relax the other arm. Okay, we're getting your shoulders all warmed up. So now we're going to work on our ribs and our lungs. So did you know your lungs actually go above your collarbone right here? Find your collarbone. It's a long bone that goes here, okay? And if you put your fingers right on top of the collarbone and then let them fall to the front. So take a breath and exhale. And as you exhale, you'll feel your fingers go down. Let your hands be heavy. You're gonna round your spine a little bit, nod your chin a little bit. Push off, exhale, waver, 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 nod your chin. Push off. Now we're gonna lean over the one side. We're gonna go to the right side. Inhale and exhale, waver. When you inhale, it's like you're lifting your hands. Exhale. Now come to center. Inhale, lengthen, rest. Shake it out. Woo. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Shrug and roll. Okay, so now we're gonna come back to here. And if it feels more comfortable to have your hands crossed, you can do it that way. It might be more comfortable. But make sure your shoulders are relaxed down. All right, we're gonna go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, let your hands be heavy, nod your chin, yes. Push off the floor, lengthen, come to center, and again, lean over, waver. Blow all the air out. When you come up, you're lifting your hands. Can you feel how it's almost like a resistance to lifting your chest up? So you're gonna be working your back muscles a little bit, but again, we're being gentle. You're using the push off the floor to really get the up. So let's do a few more like this. So we're gonna go side to side. So back to the right, bend, waver, waver, waver. Push off, lift. Come to center, exhale. Push off, lengthen. Come to the left, bend forward. Nod your head, yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Push off, lengthen. Come to center. All right, So now we're gonna do some loosening where we're swinging our arm across. So notice I'm going from one side to the other side. So one side reaching and leaning, and then lean and pat yourself on the shoulder. So make sure you're not side bending. We're not side bending here, we're keeping long, long. So swing it up, pat your shoulder, swing it up, pat your shoulder, swing it up, pat your shoulder, and leave it there. Okay, so get your hand on your elbow, and we're gonna make sure you have like a kind of a little grip here, kind of like a suction cup hands. So you're gonna suction cup hands here, and then you're gonna hang on as you roll the elbow around. Little massage for the back of your shoulder, and you're gonna massage these upper traps on the left. Oh, that kind of feels good, doesn't it? And then roll around the other way. Okay, let that hang, and you're gonna pat the back of the shoulder all the way to the ribs. From the ribs to the shoulder, ribs to the shoulder. And if you want to make a sound here, nobody's listening. Ah, ah, ah. Okay, and then you're gonna stretch. And stretch. You can look in the direction your elbow is and look forward. And then stretch across. So you're stretching a rotation and you're stretching your shoulder. So your shoulder is coming across. Now push your elbow into your hand a few times. Push your elbow into your hand so it's poking out the side. Yeah, so this arm is gonna bend and straighten, and this elbow is gonna draw back. Yeah, and draw back. All right, shake it out. All right, so we got kind of half and half. We got a little bit of treatment here and a little bit of treatment here. Let's balance it out by doing the other side. So we're gonna start by leaning a little bit into this hip and swinging our arm up as we lean to the other hip. So we're getting the rocking side to side. And how I'm doing this is I'm pushing off my feet. Oh, I'm gonna switch chairs now. So I'm pushing off my feet to get this nice swing. Okay, and then land your arm on your hand on your shoulder. And exhale. Give it a little pull. So you're gonna take the other hand on this elbow and rotate it around. So the suction cup hand is holding the shoulder, so you're moving the muscle of the upper traps. As you rotate this around, there's a little push and a little pull. Suction cup hands, roll it around and roll it the other way. We're loosening up. We're getting this going. And you shouldn't be working too hard, but you should kind of get the motion and lotion. The motion is the lotion. Eric Dalton says that. All right, so pull across and relax. Okay, so do some patting up from the lower ribs to the shoulder. Lower ribs to the shoulder. You can make a sound. You know you're doing it good if you can make a sound. Remember when you were a kid? Okay, so now go ahead and draw your elbow across again. See if it goes any further. Now you're gonna push the elbow out to the side. So this arm is straightening and this elbow is poking out. And then you're drawing it across. Give it a stretch. Drop the shoulder down and then push it across. Keep the shoulder down as you draw it across. Because if you're up here, you're gonna get something, but if you can get the shoulder down and then across, woo, I feel a good stretch with that. So pull and then press into your elbow. Pull with your hand, press your elbow into your hand, and shake it out. Woo, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna get closer again so you can see me. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit more advanced work for the lungs now. So our breath, The up goes with the inhale, and the exhale goes with the down. So the important part is to just do as much as it feels good for you. If you find yourself coughing, that means you're challenging your lungs a little bit, and that's okay, just as long as it's not too much coughing or out of control, right? So you're gonna swing your hand up to pat yourself on the chest, and then you're gonna pat the center and pat across. We're gonna stimulate the thymus gland, which is right under the breastbone, and there's also a pool of lymphatic tissue where the lymphatic fluid kind of hangs out, called the chyli cisternae, right under your breastbone as well. So let's talk about that. So your thymus gland, the T cells that are important in your immune response, hang out in the thymus gland. They develop there. So you want to be able to stimulate that a little bit, and making sure that that lymph is flowing, so side to side. And now take a moment, shrug and roll, that's right. And go ahead and put one hand back on your chest and cover it with the other hand. So here's the arcing again, right? So we're gonna inhale, exhale, roll our pelvis back, let our chest fall, let our chin fall a little bit. Let your hands be heavy. So now, keeping your hands heavy, you're gonna push off and lengthen up. And you'll find that perfect place to inhale. So you may delay that a moment. Exhale, waver, waver, waver. Exhale, exhale. Chin, chin, tuck. Push off your feet, your seat. And then you can lift your hands. Settle. Inhale, exhale. Push off your feet, lift your hands. You can get a little bit more, right? And exhale, find the center. And just take a moment. Take a breath and notice if there's any more volume happening on that side. I feel a little bit more open here. So don't you want to do the other side? I do. So pat yourself on the chest. Let's pat the center all the way across. You can use your fingers to pat and drain the lymphatics here. If you start swallowing stuff, that means it's working. So pat yourself here, cover your hand, inhale. Exhale, roll your pelvis back, bend forward, drop your chin a little bit. Push off your feet in your seat and lengthen up. Inhale, at that perfect time, settle. Inhale again, lengthen up. Exhale, waver down. Your hands are heavy, so when you push up, you're almost gonna hold, like you're lifting your hands up with your body, and then settle. And just do as best as you can. Just follow along as best as you understand. It's gonna be fine. Inhale, even if you're just breathing, it's great. With your hands here, that's perfect. Inhale, exhale, round and waver down. Hands are heavy. As you come up, you're gonna delay the air, and you're gonna lift it with your breath. Settle. So if you feel lightheaded at all, you just need to put more space in between your breaths. Inhale, exhale, and this time we're gonna lift off, like lift up with our hands after we bend. So inhale, exhale, bend. Hands are heavy. The breath lifts our hands. And then we're gonna lift our hands on the skin. And then settle. It kind of gives you just a little bit more air volume. And what that does is improves the oxygenation and the potential for those little alveoli to open up. And that's what we want. We want flexibility in our posture, in our rib motion, and in our lungs underneath, because all that is connected. Our structure influences the function of our organs. So that's why I'm always talking about how, you know, lengthening up is going to help the organs expand and work better. All right, so we're going to do this funny exercise. So go ahead and clasp your hands. This is from Master Lee. We're ending in 10 minutes. So we're gonna clasp our hands underneath our chin. So make sure you're nice and tall. And then you're gonna raise your elbows and lower the chin. Exhale. Inhale. Lower the chin, exhale. You're gonna flatten out the fingers, that's it. So you're not pushing with your head, you're just lowering your chin and raising your elbows, bringing your belly in. I really enjoy Master Lee's work. So if you Google him on YouTube, or just search for him on YouTube, it's Master Lee, L-I. Anyway, I hope that warmed up your lungs a little bit. You can do this anytime before bed. It'll help calm you down. But now we're gonna stand up and work with the cans a little bit. So go ahead and, if you need the chair nearby, please go ahead and use it. Grab one can. So you've got one can in your hand, and just go ahead and lift the can and see how that feels. And now I'm going to have you transfer your weight towards the side that you have the can in, push off your feet, and then lift the can. Does that feel any different? I feel a little bit more supported. So try the other side. So lift the can, see what that feels like. You're just using your shoulder. Now push off of one foot, push off the other foot, and then lift the can. Notice this diagonal. This is a very functional position. So we're gonna be like, we're putting the cans in the pantry, okay? So we got the can, and we're gonna put it on the shelf. And if you push off your feet, it actually helps lift the can. If you let go of this foot, notice how my body sort of collapses. So you want to keep this idea of toning up as you lift things. Okay, so push off and lift the can. Okay, now we're going to put it on the next shelf. And come to center and put it on the lower shelf. And center, uh-oh, we've got a bend here. So if we're going to put it down on the bottom shelf, we need to hip hinge. So hip hinge and then put it on the shelf. Push off your feet to come up, come to center. Switch hand. So you're gonna push off of one leg to go to the other leg to go up. Come back to center. So make sure that you don't just bring your hand down and let everything collapse. You wanna keep long and tone to support the movement. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, and then let it go at the end. So it's really about sequencing the movement. So push off your feet and put the can on the shelf. And let your arm down, but let your body follow next. So you're gonna push off your feet and then the arm. Keep the push, lower the arm, then bring yourself to center. This is one of the biggest things that I see, is that you've got a weight up here and then the body is not supporting people, and then the shoulder starts to hurt. So we don't want that. So you want to push off your feet to support the motion and bring the arm down and then transfer. So transfer the weight and then reach to the next shelf, bring it back. So it becomes very smooth, but at first we want to think, push off the feet and then the arm, let the arm come back, and then the body comes back. Push off the feet, here's the lower shelf, let the arm come back and the body. So it becomes seamless as we do it, but we don't want to like let go of our body before the weight is back with us. So we always want to be pushing off the floor to recycle the energy. So here's the lower shelf. So for this shelf, we're not really bending very much. I'm going to give you a side view. We're not bending very much. And there's some bend and lowering through the legs, which is the important part. So let's try some of those. So you're going to reach, hinge, and reach. Push off the floor to come back. So you want to get close to whatever you're doing and then put it on the shelf. And straighten up and then come back. The mistake is leading, remember I said leading with the head? This is what that looks like. Can you see how my shoulder isn't supported and this part of my back is bending? So we want to keep that straight as we bend somewhere else, like the hip joint. So see how the hip hinge goes with that. If you want to put your foot a little back, that's fine. Having this staggered stance helps you weight shift between your foot, and that's all supporting the motion of your arm. If your spine is rounding, there's part of you is actually going back. So you want to lean your body forward towards the direction that you're reaching. So keep reaching and think about how you can adjust your position to the task at hand. This is going to make a huge difference in your life, I promise. Just everyday things like putting away the groceries can be very liberating, and it could be a little workout. And like housework, that's the house workout. In the yard, it's the yard workout. So you can use these principles wherever you are and whatever you're doing. It's how you do it, not what you're doing. So I love going to exercise classes. That's one of my favorite things. However, it's not the only way we can get the tone in our body. So let's do a few more of these combined motions. So I want to make sure you can see your feet. So here's the can, and we're going to step. You're going to weight shift, and then you're going to hinge. Hinge and reach. Hinge and reach. If you need to hold on to a chair, please do. Hinge and reach. Or this is the counter, and you're putting the cans in the pantry. So try the other leg back. Hinge and reach. What about the other hand? Hinge and reach. You can try what feels more comfortable. The leg, the same hand and leg together, or the opposite. Reach and switch hands and reach. Come to standing, step, hinge, reach. Bring it back. Switch, step, hinge, reach with the can. All right, so now go ahead and grab your other can or your other weight. And we're gonna work on our shoulders reaching out this way. So stand with your feet, one foot a little bit forward, but not too close together. So you want a little space between your feet, and you're gonna do the side view so you can see. So you're gonna weight shift forward, and then you're gonna reach both hands forward. Bring the elbows down. So push off your feet, reach, bring your elbows to your side, and then shift back. Shift forward, push your arms out, elbows down, and notice, okay, so we're gonna go forward here. So you're gonna push off the back foot, reach forward. If you need to just hold on to the chair with one hand, that's fine. But I really want you to feel good shifting your weight in motion, okay? And then moving the load. Okay, we're gonna try forward. And now we're gonna do that hinge and both hands down. Both hands down. Push off your feet. Good. Reach, squat and reach. Push off your feet. All right. So this next one is gonna be some bicep curls. So you're gonna bring the cans in front of you here. And if you have your elbows behind you, that's different than if they're a little bit in front. So you want your elbows a little bit in front of you. And if you go slow, push and curl. Slow, push and curl. Slow, push off your feet and curl. Good. And now bring them a little out to the side.